That's why you should just wait till you get married. Because if
What?
you don't,
Wait.
if you don't
Okay,
know,
Pastor Plug over here.
listen to me.
Abstinence, children.
If you don't
getting
know, how do
everybody
you
abstinence
know?
rings.
How do you know what cheesecake tastes like if you've never had it? Imagine you go your whole life and you've never eaten any cake, and the first cake
It's a
they
sad
give
life.
you at 22 or
It's red
25 is red velvet. You gonna think red velvet is the most amazing cake you've ever had.
I did that.
So if you step out and you start eating fucking German chocolate, you like, fuck this red velvet. Now you just surrounded by all these cakes and you fucked up mentally.
There's a lot of cake.
Cause like,
Does
okay,
it go in both directions? Because if it
There's
goes
a
in
happy
both
medium.
directions,
no, I'm thinking
I will let this conversation slide. Because if you're saying only women should
no,
abstain,
no man.
because let me tell you something. I feel like the reason why most women aren't sexually satisfied, you hear about the women who never have an orgasm, who just aren't happy with sex, is because you just don't know what the fuck you're doing.
No, I get that.
So if you haven't had any experience, you don't know how to make yourself happy. You don't know how to make yourself. I can have a good time with anybody.
But if two people,
anybody
if you a virgin,
I know.
if you a virgin and I'm a virgin, we get married and we
And
have
then you'll
sex.
have a horrible time. at
Just
it.
a bunch of missionaries.
But you
forever.
figure it out though. You figure it out together. That's
But
the
what
beauty
if you
of it.
don't?
Man.
But you don't have any. Yeah, you don't know.
Who's gonna know? Who's gonna fix? Are you gonna go? Are there gonna be sex therapists on call?
No, I mean,
Like I married this
we
guy, we
got
had
too much-
sex, and
No.
it just.
we got too much information nowadays. You got the internet.
You gotta.
You got it's so
no,
many
because then
ways.
you're gonna be inexperienced. You're gonna start trying to fuck me like the people in porn, and that isn't.
No, like you can
how
literally
anybody
YouTube.
wants to be fucked.
You can YouTube like G spots and you can YouTube certain shit.
Yeah, you can. All right. So then it's functional, not that,
So-
not like the porn thing.
Nah, fuck porn. You can't.
I'm just saying,
Look
because if that's gonna be your education base, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, looking at porn will fucking ruin you. Looking at porn, you think every girl's supposed to let you jizz on their face. You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is how it's gonna be. No, it's not, sir.
Well, your wife should, I think.
Your wife had?
I mean, if we're married, I mean, who else's face are you gonna jizz on? This is why guys wind up with mistresses. If you can't jizz on my face, then whose face?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That's a very valid point. I mean, if I got to be with you till I'm dead, I mean,
For the rest
Oh, I'm
of your
doing
life.
everything I need to do.
that's very sweet of you, Lily.
You know, I will take one for the team.
yeah.
That's very sweet.
You are the team.
It's us. It's team us.
You
You're not gonna do it to yourself.
you are the
so
star player.
It leaves me.
You are the star
There's
player.
a lot of women that ask for that though.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's good
Yeah.
for your. It's good for. I heard it's good for your skin.
There's some chicks that need to ask for it, but that's a whole nother thing.
Ah,
What we got on the agenda for tonight?
wherever we go.
Oh, well, shit.
I mean, I know Lily's got a podcast. What's the name of the
My
podcast?
podcast is called Bourbon and Pancakes.
Bourbon. That sounds amazing right now.
So
That sound like a
great.
stomach ache.
I would love.
Okay, so
I
there
would
are-
love some
There
pancakes
are
and bourbon
two
right
schools
now.
of thought on the bourbon and pancakes. There are those who are like Austin, like, oh my god, bourbon and I never thought of this, but it's great. And
Yeah.
we literally drink bourbon and eat pancakes.
Holy shit.
I create vegan pancakes. My co-host is vegan, so I create a different vegan pancake every week, and we have bourbon. We're having this whole bourbon journey. We're trying different.
When do y'all
ones every week.
film it?
Every Thursday.
Oh, I'll be there next Thursday.
10ish.
Okay, I'll be there at 10. I
Yes,
want some bourbon and pancakes.
Either they come with some bourbon and pancakes. Like literally, it's so cool.
10-ish.
10ish. That's the black in us. Like, listen, we're not gonna be on time. Just round 10. Be by your computer. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Right now, we stream it live, so you can comment, and we'll read your comments on while it's happening. It's a really good time. Bourbon
that's
pancakes.
cool.
Look at that.
So you said you telling me outside that you're going through a breakup. What happened? What happened?
I don't
Are
know
you
if
okay? Are
First
you
of
okay?
all, I'm not okay.
You're not okay.
I was with this guy for 7 years.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
That's a fuck ton of time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's a lot
That's not some,
of time.
I don't know, like Bumble date, whatever.
no.
Like this is like a real deal.
It was a real deal. He was definitely stepdad for the kids, you know. But there's a lot. And he's my latest baby daddy, and we don't have kids together. That's what's so weird about it. So it's like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a professional baby mama. I tell everybody that. I have 5 kids and 4 baby daddies, which makes me a pro. I
You are
have
a
been
pro.
I am professional.
Did you like research this career and decide this was for you?
No,
Or
no.
did it just
It was. I
it
kind
grew
of
you
fell
grew
into
you
it.
grew into the role?
I grew
Just kinda
into the
happened
role.
overnight?
It just
Okay.
happened over the years, and it was like, you know what? I'm going to turn something that some people would call negative into a positive. I am a professional at this. Every baby mama / baby daddy scenario, you name it, I've been in it. I survived it, and I can tell you about it, advise you on how to have better relations with your baby mama / or baby daddy, whoever your issues are. But it got so weird because it's like me and this guy break up, and my daughter's still like, yeah, so I need to call him because whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, you know we're not together. Yeah, I know y'all ain't together, but
Oh.
He broke up with you,
he
motherfucker.
broke up with you. He really didn't break up with me. So, and then
So you encountered a new scenario that you hadn't encountered before,
Never
and you had
happened.
to figure you
Yeah,
had to add that to the.
now I have a baby daddy who I don't have children with. Who knew? But we're co-parenting. It's been a few months. It's going well. Who knew? My new
Wow.
boyfriend is okay with it. Like, life is good.
So how long ago was this breakup?
About it was one of those slow breakups. It was one where it was like,
It was a stab wound.
yeah, it's like you feel it and you're like, are we breaking up? But then we're like, no, we're not breaking up. But then another month would pass and are we breaking up? So I'm gonna say that we.
I mean, if you have to ask, that's
It's
like
kind of your answer.
yeah.
But the issue with it sometimes is like when you ask, they'll say, "Oh God, no, break
No,
up.
we're good.
Us?
Why are you-"
I love you. What are you talking about?" And then I find out, no, we're breaking up.
So what was the
I don't even
the
wanna
proverbial
say,
straw?
So here's the problem. The problem with this. Hashtag him. He had a whole thing. I've never named my boyfriend, but for 7 years on my social media and all my podcasts, wherever I visited, I talked about hashtag him. Some people know who he is. Some people don't. Depends on how close you are to me. And I have not announced to everyone what the final straw was, but it was definitely a deal breaker. It was like, yeah, no, absolutely not. Could not continue. It was a big deal breaker. It definitely involved another woman. How about that? I'll give you that. It involved another woman. And you know the bad part about it is I'm so down with that. I like girls.
I was gonna say he wanted a threesome.
No, that would have been
shit.
fine. We could have did that. Fuck. He never brought that. He kind of wanted to have.
He gonna hear this shit, be like, God,
I know.
drop the fucking ball, fellas. Just be honest.
I didn't even think to ask.
He knows he dropped the ball.
Fellas,
he
just
kind
be
of wanted
honest.
to have two families, I guess is the best way to put it. And
Oh, he rich.
He might be.
Oh
And
man,
he
this
kinda-
guy's
I
out
couldn't
here.
fucking imagine.
He kind of
The light bill do. The light bill do. God damn.
Yeah. I haven't lost my allowance. I better shut up. Listen. So.
Oh, yeah, you're a professional.
Right.
You can't lose that salary.
So, he did it, but he didn't do it right. So I could totally do the two family thing, but I gotta be in the loop. I felt like it was creating the other situation without bringing me into the loop, and then throwing the new situation on me and saying like, "But come on, it's been 7 years. The kids love me. We got a whole thing here," and I'm like, I had to go now because I just felt like it was. He didn't have integrity. Here we are. Come on. He did not have integrity in what he wanted.
So you're upset that he didn't tell you that he had another family.
Yes.
I think if it was that much money, I would just overlook that and be like, man, if you're man enough to raise two families,
That-
you can keep it
I want
going.
you to know
Just keep it
that
coming.
was absolutely the conversation that he had with our mutual friend, where he's like, "Just tell her I can handle both. I swear to God,
I can handle my
handle
business,
this."
woman. But you
do it
got
right.
boundaries.
He crossed the boundary, and it was, like I said, it wasn't about the situation. It was about the way that you decided to handle the situation. So it kind of it invalidated a lot of the trust that I thought that we had. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a situation that was pretty peaceful. You know,
Yeah.
you do your thing. I stay at home and take care of the kids and mind my business. It was working.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm a great girlfriend.
Yeah, I definitely can't afford two salaries on the comic salary. Mid level.
I'm about to say,
Maybe-
it depends on what level of comedy you're in.
Maybe if I make it to like Kevin Hart, I don't even want two families though. I don't want to hear about two motherfuckers bad days and coworkers.
I don't even like. You get tired of your family. Why do I want two other people's families?
But I think
Like one set of kids
Does-
grew up to be losers. The other set of
Does
kids
he
were
have any
athletes.
kids, or does he just out raising stranger families?
that's how you're gonna do it. He doesn't,
said so
he
you-
doesn't have children yet.
He
so,
doesn't.
yeah.
Oh,
What kind of work do you
I mean,
do?
I'm just kind
What's
of.
going on here?
Unless I know him.
Because you do.
Oh, hilarious. I'm not gonna guess though.
Thank you.
I'm trying to speak in generalities.
Thank you, Austin. He's doing a great job. This guy. Well, what's he do? Where's he at? Well, what if he?
But
Well,
you know how many
we're
jobs? You know how many possible jobs? He could be a fucking railroad conductor. Like,
We're trying to build out this character of this guy because I'm fascinated that to want to raise two families. I'd like to know more about this guy.
Yeah, he's real interesting.
Like that. I mean, because that's a lot
you
of
dating
work.
a Dos
heard-
Equis man.
I heard.
I just like
I heard
naps.
polygamy was in. That's. Am I missing it? I thought.
Oh,
that-
No,
oh,
I
it
got
is.
asked to
You guys
be
wanted-
in a pod.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to handle that situation really.
But I thought that's what you guys wanted. I thought
What
y'all
you mean?
wanted to be able to have 2 or 3 women and do your thing.
Yeah, we do, but it's like we don't.
Nah.
Also, we don't want to have to be responsible for. It's like you want your girl, and then you want to have like you don't want 2 girlfriends.
But isn't that how it always winds up? Sort of.
It depends. It depends
I
on.
keep telling people.
You gotta keep it. If you got a main girl and then she's cool with you having something on the side, you have to keep it casual and occasional with the side. You can't be taking trips
That's what
with
I
the
keep telling
side.
people. Like,
and
okay,
fucking-
so it's like people keep talking to the side piece. I'm like, you can't talk to her. Don't ask about her kids. Don't ask about
Yeah.
her day. Go there, do what you do.
Come
Don't
back.
even learn her middle name. Just just do what you do and leave.
Yeah,
But
that's where you
guys
fuck
aren't
up.
good at that. They want to come over. They want to talk about.
You know
kids.
why though, right?
Why?
Because we territorial. So even if you got a main chick and you got a side chick, you can see your side chick out of the movies and you still gonna be like, what the fuck this bitch doing? Like, hold on, y'all ain't even no relationship because we territorial. So that's the reason why. It's kind of like, let me go check and see if this tree that I occasionally pee on has been peed on by anybody else. So that's kind of where that.
I mean, the issue is if you're gonna only occasionally pee, I need constant piss. So if you're gonna pee on me once a month, I kind of need to be pissed on a little more often. So common sense is gonna say,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I need a little more pee.
Or you can just communicate that, and we can set up a pee schedule. Like, I can come urinate more frequently.
I mean, if it works with your lifestyle, because you're the one with the situation. I think that's always weird because people try to say, oh, the side chick, woo, woo. Hey, I don't have a situation. I'm at my house minding my business. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a man. I don't have any loyalties to anybody. I'm a free agent. I can do whatever I want. So the side chick really is a great position if you play it well. It's a great position. I like it. I just need to know I'm the side chick so I can play my position right. I'm like, oh, snap, I'm the side chick. Love it here.
Ah, that's a brilliant way to say that.
Yeah.
Just to know your role, just to know the role
Yeah.
that you like.
Man, if you on the team to shoot threes, why the fuck are you handling the ball? Don't bring the ball up court.
That's not your
Stand
job.
over in the
Yeah.
corner,
Do
wait
your
for the
thing.
pick, get your feet set, and I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you with the pass.
Get in your place.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, but guys have a really hard time telling women their position because, like you said,
Most
they're
people can't.
territorial and they don't want to be honest and say, hey, look, you are bitch number 3 of 17 bitches, okay? Now, 3 is a good number out of 17, isn't it?
That's
You
great.
like being number 3?
You are high in the batting order.
That's way up there.
If you're like 9 and below, and you
That's
fucking
rough.
you 3 a.m. I ain't got shit else going on.
But
Yeah.
bitch number 3 of 17 is a great place to be. So it just depends on people's perspective, and most people aren't ready to say, oh, yes, I am bitch number 3, and we have a great life. Most people are like, no, you better not be with nobody. But I don't think that's reality.
That's
like,
not realistic.
It's super weird when it's like, there are people who are monogamous. I'm not going to, hello, monogamous people.
But
Wave your hand,
why is that the standard? Why do we all have to like look up at monogamy like it's like sacred? Like why is that what we all strive for?
I think
Why?
monogamy to me is like the people that preach it. You know how people don't practice what they preach. It's like when you find out the pastor is sleeping with little boys. Like, you telling us not to do
I
this?
didn't know who you was finna go. I thought it was gonna be the sister in the front row. You went with the little boy.
Well, no, you know, like how in the black
I know
church,
what you mean.
we talk about like we homosexuality is
Yeah,
so
no,
frowned
it's bad.
upon.
It's
Then you
terrible.
find out your pastor's banging the fucking guys in the fucking.
I feel like any pastor that really preaches on homosexuality probably is a latent homosexual.
Basically,
I mean, because otherwise, why would that come up?
But
Is that
most of-
something
most
we
of
really
the
need
people-
to talk about on a Sunday.
we shouldn't.
There's
Most
a million other things to talk
most
about.
of the people that preach monogamy don't practice the shit.
That's true.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It's like, you fucking hypocrite. You know what I mean? That's the thing about it. Monogamy is dumb, but I get it.
I mean, it's cool. You meet.
You think monogamy is dumb? You are pro or
No, it's like if I meet the right person where like I want to just stay on that ride with them, yeah. But like until I find that, then like why do I have to have some weird state? Like why can't I be on a lot of different rides until someone? We just don't stop fucking riding together. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done the whole getting engaged and doing all that and like doing that and not like really, I guess, knowing someone, if that makes sense, because we were in high school,
Right.
so it's
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's like I don't know, like I just don't understand why that's the just this fucking standard, like.
For me, well, I'm a proponent of both. I feel like
Yeah.
both states are natural. Polygamy is a very natural state, and monogamy is a very natural state. And I feel like both of them are reached naturally. It's whatever happens. So, like, for me, the way that I usually date 3 to 4 guys at a time. So, not saying I'm sleeping with all 3 to 4 for whoever's counting the dicks, okay? But I usually date like 3 or 4 guys.
All medium size, by the way.
All medium. There might be one big one in there because he could be the one. Who knows? So, I'm dating 3 or 4 guys, and I'm kind of, while we're dating, I'm kind of weeding them out and figuring out, well, what are you for? I'm putting them in their position. What are you good
She's
for?
searching the people.
Yeah.
The people.
Figured out what they're good for, and then usually something clicks with one where it's like, let's me and you do this thing, and it very naturally goes from a very polygamous situation to a monogamous one, and then we ride the monogamy train if we want to. If you don't want to ride the monogamy train, that's the point where you should need to say, hey, excuse me, I see this monogamy train coming, I don't want to get on. Mm-hmm. And I've had those conversations, and they lie. I don't know why. I'm literally just like, hey.
Because they don't want
where
to.
the
They don't want to
relationships
lose you, so they'd rather just lie to you.
Back to their territory again.
They'll just rather just lie to you to keep you there.
And lying doesn't work.
No, it eats your soul.
No,
it's a sin.
Bad.
Yeah,
It's bad.
It's a
I wish we
sin.
could figure out how to socialize people, because that's what I was about to say. The reason why monogamy is so popular, it's the gold standard, is because we're socialized that way. That's what our movies say we should do. That's what, as a little person, you read these stories, and the princess finds the prince, and there's only this one man for her in all of the world. She never dates around. There's this guy.
So I was
She
raised on the
zeroes
Mac.
in on him.
You know what
I
I mean?
I just literally got a copy of the Mac the other. My work husband, listen. First of all, my work husband just got married. Congratulations to Christian and Christina. Love you guys.
Congratulations. But hold on. What's the Mac? I don't. What'd you? Oh shit.
Hey, next time you come over, we got some schooling to do, son.
What is the Mac?
I
might know.
My work husband just sent me a copy of the Mac. He tried to throw me off. He was talking about Tropic Thunder, and I thought he was going to send me a copy of Tropic Thunder. I opened the package. It's the Mac. I'm jumping up and down screaming. I'm like, because I lost my copy. So now I have a new one. So the Mac is a blaxploitation film from the 70s. It has Richard Pryor in it. There's this pimp named Goldie, right? Mm-hmm. And this is basically just a pimp movie. It's like he comes home. It's got some of the most iconic lines.
The dude with the he has a book. He had a book, like, what's his name?
Not Ice.
Nah, that's two different things.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no. We're not doing that.
I'm confusing my pimps.
That's all right.
They still pimps.
They still pimps, but Goldie, the pimp, he was the one where it's like, hey, your bitch chose me.
Yeah.
That one.
And we can handle this like some gentlemen. We can get into some gangster shit.
We both know the line. Listen, and it's a great movie. Lots of twists and turns. Good times. Great soundtrack. Willie Hutch.
Okay. The thing about monogamy is
How
that
have you never
we
shared
are.
that with me, Plug?
we are. I'm
Like
sorry.
8 years.
Apologies, sir. I thought you had it down pat.
Y'all haven't had a blaxploitation moment where y'all just
I never
went
heard
through
of this movie. No.
Superfly?
Nah.
None of that? Okay.
The thing about monogamy to me is that we are, as human beings, we see people we attracted to all the time, and I think naturally it's natural to want to have different relationships with different people. And that doesn't mean you gotta necessarily go throw your dick on the crap table or be a whore, but it just means like if I'm in a long relationship and I see another woman and I start vibing with another woman, it's like now I feel shitty if I know my girl is not. Because it goes back to that whole territorial thing. It's like I've been in this relationship, so I'm not willing to give this up to try this out, but I want to try this out. You know what I mean?
And I'm not a guy, so I don't really know how that works.
It's a shitty position
For
to be
me
in.
as a girl, and it may be that I'm socialized this way because I do try to keep in tune with what is really me and what's been programmed into me. So it's a hard balance.
Yeah.
So for me as a girl, once I choose, I have chosen. And until something goes wrong between me and you, there is no other man. I'm good. Whether I know you, I can talk to you. I might be setting up my next relationship. I do that very well. Come join the friend zone. It's an amazing place. I almost always draft from there. No, I'm serious. Like what?
We know you are.
Once the relationship is over, I got about 3 or 4 guys sitting in the friend zone, and I'm gonna draft from there. Hashtag him was drafted from my friend zone. We had been friends for years. I finally broke up with this guy, and he was like, it was so funny because he tells his story. He was like, I'm so sorry. I did not give you time to heal. Like the minute I heard you were single, I had to get in there. I was like, I know the window's gonna be small. I'm getting my chance. So he jumped in
so
there.
he jumped right in.
Oh God,
like
I think I was single for a week.
Oh, okay.
Hit his head on the window pane and all.
Okay. So this is I don't know. You hear a lot of stuff about you're a shitty person if you say the friend zone's real, a real thing. If you whatever, there's all kinds of things about the friend zone out there. But I haven't heard you have it. It's like a holding tank. Like it's like a yeah. There's
It's a
hope.
batter's box.
It's a very hopeful place with Lily.
It's the bullpen.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 types of friend zones for one.
Okay, so there's sub tanks.
Yes. So there's a friend zone where I don't like you like that.
Ever.
We are friends.
Yeah, right.
Forever and ever and ever. And I make that extremely plain. I will tell you, I will never, ever, ever date you. Ever. I don't like you. I'm very honest. And then there's the friend zone where it's like, look, if you want a spot in line, you need to get in the friend zone. Because we need to get to know you. We need to have these conversations. We need to hang out. We need to, figure out all the rest of the chemistry besides the sex now. Because sex, I told you I didn't have fun with anybody. So, we need to figure out all the rest of this now. And then, once this relationship is over, you're going to get first dibs. Like, I literally call people like, yo, you're up. Are you taking me out? What's good? Are you got somebody? No.
I respect the structure
It's
the intentional.
You
that
know
makes
what?
it very easy and clear for folks.
I'm not as organized as that, but I think we do the same thing.
You got to set up a hierarchy.
Yeah, we do
like,
the same thing.
It just makes the most sense. For me, it makes the most sense. I know this one doesn't work for everybody, but if I'm honest with everybody that I know and I tell them, look, these are your odds, okay? You are dude number 4.
You are
of 17.
You are 4th in the rotation.
Right.
So do you have? Are they on a lineup card, or do you have like emotional guy like these guys use for certain situations?
Usually guys do have different.
Because you're making
things.
it sound like once you're in a number, you're locked in.
Once you get a number, like once you have either a hashtag or a number, you're locked in. So you're now in the rotation. Possibly.
Okay. All right.
You're like
you're the start 9.
Like, yeah,
start 5.
Like when you're
you're
on the bench,
But you can always move up or down.
You can move up or down in the rotation.
So if you get in a slump, you might have to go down the 8 hole, hit ahead of the pitcher.
I've never gone that far in, but
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
it may happen.
Keep striking out. You're going back to AA, buddy. You're going
We're gonna
back.
send you back down.
Yeah.
Oh man, Fred didn't last.
Send him on back.
He was in 300 last month.
Oh
God damn.
man.
And it's literally conversations like that. Like with my girls, they be like, "Oh, what's up with number 3? Number 3 fell off. He's down. He's on down, and you got to move him on down."
But number 3 thinks he's number 1.
No,
No,
number three
he
knows.
he
that
knows
he's
he's number 3.
three. That's
okay.
the
Let's be
beauty of it.
extremely clear.
That's
number
good.
one was number one for 7 summers, and he knows, and everybody else in my life knows that number one was number one.
Yeah.
And whomever you are, you're not number one.
Yeah.
So that was extremely clear. Always has been, always will be. And so then all you can do is jockey for the other positions. And it moved around a bit. The 2 and 3 switched a couple times. I'm with number 2 now. Get in line, baby.
Man.
So know your role, fellas. Know it. Own
But
it.
you know, as a man, you gotta know. Like, we know that women, of course, got options, right?
Lots of them.
If you are
all
fucking,
of
if you
them.
have to be the dumbest dude on earth to think your girl is only talking to one dude, and she might be, like you say, if you're in a relationship, you cool, you with that guy. But that still don't stop them good morning texts. Them shits ain't getting fucking ignored. So it's like, those are,
It depends.
that's battles too.
Some good morning texts get ignored. But if you're in the
If you're in the rotation.
if you're in the rotation, I will answer your good morning text.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah.
But number one also knows about 2, 3, 4. Like, there's no confusion. I'm telling you, my life is simple. I don't lie. You're probably going to meet these people. I don't care. This is my friend so-and-so. This is my friend such and such.
So how is there a person that can make all the other ones drop away and become like the
Yeah, that's the husband. right?
Yeah, I'm about to say my hands.
yeah.
They're so empty.
So so it's a jockeying until that.
Until.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't exactly believe in marriage. So here's the funny part.
Yeah, that's why I was
Well,
trying to.
damn.
I was,
Yeah. I don't exactly believe in marriage. I feel like
Neither do I, so don't feel bad.
if the right person asked me at the right time, I might say yes.
Maybe.
But in general, and I've heard that it discourages guys from asking me because I really open with, I don't do that marriage shit. So I think it discourages them
You've
from
never
thinking
been married?
that,
Never wanted to be.
No, listen. I know a lot of married people. Do you know what?
Yes.
They're the most miserable fuckers.
Yeah,
I've ever
thank
met.
you
Yeah.
so
I don't
much,
wanna
Lily,
join
for
that
saying
shit.
that.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
They are miserable.
I tell people, my running joke is, all of my homeboys know what I like. They call me, hey, have you seen this movie? Have you eaten at this restaurant?
Right.
Have you watched this? Have you been to this? Have you checked this Instagram page out? None of these motherfuckers have called me yet and been like, dude, you got to get married. Because they know it's shitty. One of my homeboys, I was talking about, when I was dating Christy, I was talking about, like, the possibility of me getting married. And I'll never forget
They
the
always
look.
tell you no.
He looked at me. He just gave me this look like, shut the fuck up. He was like, don't say that ever again.
I don't know anybody who's in it that is a proponent of it unless they're extremely religious, which I'm not. So those people would be like, oh my God, you got to get married. You got to find the one. And blah, 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 blah. I'm speaking from experience. My parents had a shitty marriage. Their parents had a shitty marriage. My sisters had shitty marriages. All my friends had shitty marriages. The people that I thought had great
Your sister
marriages.
about to
It
jump
ends
back
up
in.
they were
have
shitty marriages. Yeah, every
My
time.
sister got married yesterday.
She jumped
My bad.
back
I don't
in.
know how our marriage is going to go. I'm talking about one of my other sisters. But
But no, like you just never like look at somebody and go, they have a great marriage.
And if you
I do though, and then I find out
Yeah.
All
down
this
the
crazy
road
shit.
that it's trash, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, not y'all.
You were my prototype.
Right, they were the ones. I was like,
Yeah.
oh no, not my. I was like, you know what? As long as they're holding on, I could still consider it.
Because most people are
every
able to
time.
keep the bad in the house. It's
Yeah,
like they put
most
on this
people do.
facade and they can make it seem like
Yeah.
they're the happiest couple
Yeah.
out in public. But if you go over their house for dinner, you like,
Once you come over
these
for dinner,
motherfuckers
or
be
you
fighting.
get close to one half of it, doesn't matter which half, the man or the woman, you're gonna hear shit where you're just like,
Really?
so you had a side chick for 20 years? Oh, that's the only way I made it. And she been with somebody 15. Well, why are you married?
Kids, you got to be here for the
We
kids.
just gonna stay together for the kids. Everybody want to live in the same.
Who want to pay
house.
all this mortgage by themselves, you know?
Cheaper to keep her.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck.
this is horrible. This
This
sound
sounds like hell. This
It is.
Yeah.
hell.
It is.
And, who
And then
signs
they
up for
judge
hell?
you for like not wanting to do that.
I just went through that today. It's all women in my family. My little cousin barely comes over. So if I'm at my grandma's, it's me, my sister, my daughter, 2 aunts,
Right.
a dog, which is a girl. Like, it's a whole bunch of fucking women.
Put the girl dog in?
Yeah, and they
Jesus.
just like, And my daughter's like, because she don't care. She got siblings, so it's no pressure on me. What came up was my Facebook post about me having another baby, and they was like, "You can have another baby. You need a wife." And I'm like, "No, I don't." And he's like, "You should. Every man need a woman." I'm like, "For what? Sell me. Come on, sell it to me."
Now. I will agree that companionship is important.
Companionship and a wife is two different motherfucking people.
Those are
two people.
Those are two different
I have
things.
several companions.
Okay.
Yes.
You got a merry band. Why do you just need the one?
Yeah.
This is not to just be ragging on men.
Because my companions are, like you say, all of them motherfuckers are good at something.
They're good at something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not all sexual. All the women that I talk to bring different things to my life.
Right. And I think that as far as marriage, it's so idealized that the reality of it is so shitty that people go into it wanting all this, love and happiness and woo woo doo doo doo.
It's a lot of work.
And then when you get into it and you realize this ain't really the day to day of it, this ain't it, then it's like, I'd rather do this, and people are fickle. We have such short attention spans these days. Hell, I think the death of marriage was the advent of the car. I can go over to the next town. I ain't got to ride a horse for 20 minutes. I don't have to get on a boat. I don't have, I can just get some more. Yeah. And then once the internet.
Yeah, I was going to say, we always talk about how social media fucks dating.
And it just goes worse and worse and worse. Every technological advance we have has been another nail in marriage's coffin because accessibility.
Relationships, period.
Yeah, if I have all these options, why in the hell do I want to be with you? Who is you?
Who the fuck is you? Ron O'Neal?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I am ragging on it, but I mean, being with one person brings like a lot of focus and clarity. Yes. Which is a big benefit.
It's too much pressure.
But it's just if you you know how they make a pro and cons list?
Go ahead.
It's just too many.
It's too many cons.
On the cons. And I make a lot of decision on pros and cons lists.
I love pro and con lists.
Yeah.
I'll get out of relationships based off of pro and cons.
What's the pressure that you feel as a man being in a one-on-one relationship? Because I don't feel like there's pressure. For me, the one-on-one relationship is usually pretty damn peaceful, but I ain't been with nobody more than 7 years, so maybe it's not.
I ain't never been with nobody that long. The pressure to me is like, for me, like I just recently had a chick I was dating tell me, "You're the most sexual guy I've ever been around." Like, and I'm not a sex hound at all.
I want you to know I never knew this side of you, plug. I'm kind of good. I'm moving over here like I didn't know.
Watch out, number 2. I'm in the building. So I'm not a sex hound by any means. I don't have a fucking sex problem. But when I want it, I want it. And so that adds pressure to a relationship because if you don't want it that day, what's the happy medium? You know what I mean?
Who don't want it that? You know what? See, this is why I have a problem. I want to have sex every day, 2-3 times a day.
That's you. I literally have
sex again. Like I work from home and shit. We can have sex on my lunch break. Like fuck.
We can have sex before the first bell.
I mean, come on. I got this break that goes 30 minutes. That's enough time. Come on.
Yeah, hey. You getting it on during Judge Judy hours.
Take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes to bust a nut. For if you know what you're doing. Yeah. I just need to clock in. Let me push the button. But that's the biggest thing for me is like if I'm gonna be monogamous, you are responsible for my happiness.
And I think that might be a little extreme. But
not internal happiness,
but I know
you are responsible for my sexual satisfaction.
If you want monogamy, women do need to realize you are now the sole provider.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to be the sole provider of whatever this man's sexual appetite is, you need to choose somebody who's more sexually compatible,
right?
Or get a friend. I'm not going to get the friend. You can get a friend, but you know what I'm saying. Allow for the friend because if I don't want to do it, who's gonna do it?
Right.
And instead, women are like, "Well, why am I not enough? Bitch, you're not enough because you don't want to do it. That's
right.
the problem.
Absolutely.
I just told you.
Absolutely. Fuck. That's been because one thing about me is like, this is crazy. I become like what they call a serial monogamist. Sometimes if I'm in a serious relationship, I literally won't go out and seek anybody else. If I like a chick, it just happens naturally. But then what'll happen is I'm like, all right, so boom, boom, boom. They're like, we just did it yesterday. And I'm like, this ain't gonna
All
work.
right, time. I'm back on the street.
Back out here.
I gotta go
I'm
back out
I'm
recruit
taking
now.
myself back to the streets.
So yeah.
I hate to hear this about my sisters. Listen, women.
Yeah, man.
Whichever women are listening, I promise you, this is not the way. This is
I've-
not going to lead you to the promised land. And I'm no Bible, because clearly, you see me, there's no rings on my fingers, and I just had a breakup. But I want you to know, I am back on the horse. I don't stay single. If I'm single, it lasts, I don't know, a week or two. I'm back on the horse.
Yeah,
and I want you to know, I just don't get wanting to have monogamy but not wanting to sexually satisfy the person that you're with, because I feel like, and I know they say this isn't true, but I feel like 80% of breakups are somehow evolving around cheating. And I think some people just want to cheat, like it's in them, that's what they want, they need variety, or you just can't help yourself.
Some people just fucking
like sociopaths. Sneak
sociopaths.
around, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Sneaky.
Because literally I can say, hey, look, if you need another woman, let me know so I can know what's going on. I need to take care of myself, my health and everything like that. Do you? But let me know. But do you? And so now I know what we're doing in our relationship, and guys are just like, what are you talking about? Of course not. You're my life, my love, all I ever needed. And then you start seeing other women. I'm just like,
You like,
damn
Nick.
it, I just told you.
We covered a topic recently here about love bombing, and I think that happens a lot. And I'm sure it happens.
I've heard this term.
So
is this where...
That's kind of what it is. It's like, I've dated girls. It's like you do all you got to do to make the team, and then when you make the team, you stop coming to practice, or you stop watching film,
Right.
or you stop taking your job serious.
Right.
And I've literally been in situations where this chick is fucking screwing my brains out, and then it's like she's pushing for a relationship, and I'm like, all right, well, let's be together. And then 2 weeks later, she's like, I've been thinking about, would you support me if I was celibate? Like, huh? Motherfucker, you just was doing monkey double black flips. We were just swinging from the chandelier 2 weeks ago. Now you telling me you want to be a fucking... You get the fuck out of here. That's kind of what it is. It's like doing everything you need to do to secure the position. Just like we in interviews with jobs. They're like, you here on time? Motherfucker, you know you don't be on time. Yeah, I'm hit the hour before. Saying what you got to say to get the... Yeah. That shit happens a lot.
I struggle with that. So I feel like we're kindred spirits over here. Like, we want to be honest, and we're honest people, and then we run into people who refuse to just accept that honesty and give it in return. Please reciprocate that same thing. It's like, I'm giving it to you. All right, give it back. It's your turn. And they don't want to do it. And it's super weird for me. Because, like, we could have a bomb-ass relationship. What happened to all that friend? God damn it, I drafted you out the friend zone. I thought you knew how this worked.
Right.
They fuck it up.
Because my last relationship, I had to tell
Why'd you break up? The last breakup?
Oh, but we ain't got enough time on this podcast for that.
The conditions.
Trauma.
She had trauma.
Lot. We all have trauma.
No, I'm just saying it was her trauma that was the issue.
Yeah, more so. It was like one of those. She had a little bipolar in there, little narcissism.
Okay.
It's one of those. I know you are, but what am I? You did this to me instead of like, you got kids.
I do.
It's like you come home and you tell your son, you like, take out the trash. And instead of him going, you know what, Mom, you right. I didn't take out the trash. He started telling you about some shit you did. And you like,
I don't know anything about that.
Motherfucker, well, not your son, but
let's think about something else.
Let's say a guy you date.
Okay, guy I'm dating.
You tell him you got an issue with this. And instead of him going, you know what, damn, I never knew that was a problem. He don't even acknowledge the shit you talking about. He starts telling you the issue he has with you.
Okay.
That's kind of, it was so much of that.
More open. Yeah, because my children don't tell me about my issues.
Yeah. I realized that when I was like, it's the kids, that's not going to end. That's going to be who the fuck you talking to?
Wait, because if you want to talk about, I don't do violence on children. But I do consequences. There are consequences for talking out of turn.
So yeah, that's pretty much what ended it. It's just too hot and cold, too up and down. It's just like one of those, we take a 2-week break, 3-week break. Yeah, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. And Austin always gets on me. He's like, you still talk to that girl? I'm like, yeah, we had good sex. But it's come to a point now where it's just like, we were talking about it yesterday. I'm just like, you know what? My problem.
To be fair, he told me I needed to hit him in the head.
Yeah, I did.
If he started talking, and then he did it, he just kept, and again.
Yeah.
And again.
Did you hit him?
And again. No, I never. I'm a peaceful person. I should have done it though. I should have.
He probably should have.
He probably should. I'm peaceful too, but like for my friends, if you want to keep telling me about this person that's not working for you, Would you like me to hit you with a bat or
But I feel like
a brick? Which one do you want?
It's one of those things, and I tried to tell her, I'm like, we should just not worry about a relationship. We should just screw each other occasionally because that's the only time we can get together. That's the only time it works.
That's a hard sell.
Yeah.
For most women. But I feel like most women, I was going to talk about this earlier, how much pressure there is. So I turned 40 last year, first of all.
40 Club.
No.
Hey, I'm in there too. I'm in there. I'm in there.
Turned 40 last year, and there's all
happy
this
late birthday
pressure to be like, so, just not going to get married, huh? Just not going to settle down and do the,
They always do that. People always do that.
I'm just like, I feel like I had a family. I did that. I got 5 kids. They're grown. I have grandkids. I'm like, what more do you want from me? Really? I feel like I did it. I don't know. But there's still that but you didn't get married though. Yeah. I was with a guy for 7 years. We had 2 kids. I helped him bury his mama. I put her on her orthopedic shoes. I know his social security number. I did all his doctor's visits, and we lived together, and our bills were joint. Listen, I feel like I was married.
Yeah, you was coming along.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like I've done it. I feel like I know what it's about.
You just didn't involve the state.
I'm not gonna. And we had a divorce. I gave him one of the cars, even though both cars was in my name. I gave him one of the cars. We split the furniture. I kept the kids. But
yeah,
I feel like I've been married and divorced in that way, as far as what the actual mechanics of it are.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just didn't go do it by the Western standards.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I've done it.
But when I brought up my whole relationship to say one night I had to tell her because about like the sex and I don't want to do it. I had to tell her, I say, hey, a man in a relationship shouldn't have to masturbate unless he wants to.
Right.
But I shouldn't be forced because you over here like, I'm like, that's how people have side bitches.
That is how.
That's how the side bitch was created.
Every
It was
time I
some
talk
guy
to
in the
guys-
prehistoric era was like, bitch, I've been chasing dinosaurs all day, and you don't want to suck this dick. I'm going over to the next goddamn cave. Let me go see what this bitch.
She been trying to suck my dick all week while I was out there chasing dinosaurs.
I might need to write that down. That might need to go on stage.
That's
That's
pretty
funny.
good.
That's
I like
pretty
it.
funny. That's pretty funny.
That's the one I can never relate to because I'm just not that girl. It's like 3 weeks out of the month, you can have whatever you want. In that 4th week, I'm going to suck your dick. Life's
See,
good.
now, people listening, ladies, if you want to get married, that's the attitude you need to have.
I've never been married, though.
But that's the attitude that
But you have
must
common law.
Okay.
Yeah, you was common
no,
law
people
married.
don't leave me. Now, let's be clear. No one has ever left me all of my life. I do leave them. So I'll give it that.
Okay.
I've never been broken up with. I don't even know if that's like. What is that like? Have you ever been broken up with? God, what's it like?
It depends.
Horrible.
If you can see it coming, it's not bad. But
Okay.
I've been broken up kind of out of the blue when I thought things were going good.
Right.
That's the shitty one.
Right.
That's the shitty one. That's the goddamn.
I've been accused of that. That's why I was like, damn, am I like that?
That's the bottle in the club to the back of the head when you stand having a conversation with somebody
Right.
and you didn't think it was beef. You just like, oh shit, we fighting. Oh shit, this is what's happening.
Have
So-
you been broken up with, Austin?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
Damn it.
hey.
What's it like?
Well, so I was with someone for 7 years.
See?
You motherfuckers.
Come on, 7 years. You gotta
From
it's
high
hard to
school,
get
though.
over that hump.
From high school.
Okay.
Most marriages
And
only last 10.
I know, I heard.
we were each other's first.
Nice.
Ooh.
So yeah, we had
So
that
that kind
whole
of kills my theory.
yeah, we had the whole white picket fence thing going on. Got a house and all that.
Right.
Yeah, then she went to Coachella with some other dude 5 weeks before our wedding. And
She got banged in a porta potty.
Yeah. She got like stoned and like I mean, at that time like it
Like,
it
how
was
did that come about though? Like, have y'all discussed it? Did y'all ever discuss how did you wind up at Coachella without me? Because that sounds extreme.
she did so yeah, it was 5 weeks before the wedding and a friend of mine sends me a photo. He's like, dude, do you know that like Mandy's in like California right now at Coachella?
And your fucking heart
And
fell
I go-
to your damn ankles.
She said she was at her mom's.
Oh, damn it, the lie.
And then when you love somebody, you start trying to make excuses.
Right.
Well, maybe her mom moved to California and she
And
didn't
I
say
was
anything.
like,
Maybe she didn't make it to her mom's house, but then on the way to her mom's house, she got this call, said, hey, head straight to the airport.
I mean, I just was like, wow.
So what was her excuse?
So, no, I mean, it just came down. She was just done.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't.
Why'd she
But-
agree to the marriage? I'll be wanting to get the other side. I'm like, no, what happened?
Because I think it was like one of those things, we were together for so long,
And it was
and
expected.
it was like we bought a house. Like my grandma lived with us. Like, and then it's like all of a
That's
sudden,
heavy.
yeah, like
That's why right there.
Yeah.
She
like
was like, I don't want to disappoint this
That's
old woman.
heavy.
yeah, and like I don't like, and it's like I thought that I wanted to be with this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
He don't want kids. I told him I didn't want kids,
But you do.
but like, yeah, she has a kid now.
You don't want kids?
But no, I don't.
Ever?
Ever.
Are you
never
one of those
in my
like
life.
the world's overpopulated people?
No, it's more like sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know
I'm-
they learn to sleep on their own. It's only a few months.
Yeah,
of that.
but I'm very selfish with my time,
Okay.
and I'm the oldest of 4, and I've helped like 2 sets of friends like raise their child from like in that time period, and I've done it.
Okay.
I'm done.
And it wasn't for you.
No,
Okay.
no, I
You got
don't
some
want to
more
wipe
kids,
your
bro?
ass. I don't want to.
I don't plan on it.
Okay.
I don't. Here's the thing. I don't want any. But if I meet a woman and I just was like, hey, we vibing. She brings value to my life. My problem is I haven't had a lot of women that have brought value to my life outside of sex. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right.
And this is
You're about to get some
You felt
some
it because
shit.
I just need to understand because there are these catchphrases that guys like to say about what do you bring to the table and what do you do and what do you da 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 da, and I'm like, what the fuck do you want? I'm me. I'm a girl. I should make your life better. I think.
Absolutely.
Because now you should. This is my take, and I can't go. I don't know what other women do. I just know me. You're going to have consistent sex. I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to cook. I'm going to take care of the bills and the kids. You can talk to me. I'm great with that. Whatever's going on in your life, I'm a solution-oriented person. So, whenever I see a problem, I just fix it. I don't really ask a lot of questions. I practically moved in with the new guy, and I'm just running around this apartment. Jesus, and I'm just fixing. He's like, my life's so great with you. I've gained 10 pounds, and everything's awesome. Yeah, that's what girls do, right?
Yeah.
What more do you want?
Well, see, the problem with me is like I take care of everything you just named by myself except for the sex part.
But I'm going to remove that from you. He had to do it himself, too, when I didn't live there.
True.
So
So
when I get here,
so what I mean,
ta-da!
What
Taking
I-
everything away from you. Good
what
times.
I personally mean myself,
Yes.
it's like, all right, so I deal with grief,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So it comes and goes.
Yes.
Some days I don't feel like being bothered. So long story short is I go to extreme lengths to protect my peace. So the minute you can't help me protect that peace, that's not valuable to me.
Okay.
For example, like I'm real big on communication. I'm big on being considerate. I'm one of those people like if I say I'm gonna call you back, I'm gonna call you back. 'Cause if I'm
Right.
not gonna call you back, I'm gonna just say, hey, I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow.
Right.
Because I've talked to friends and family that's, hey man, I'm gonna call you when I get home. They never made it. And so I'm
Right.
one of those people that's like, if Austin tells me, plug, I'm gonna text you when I get to Grayson, and I don't hear from Austin, I'm gonna be like, well, this motherfucker okay? Did he go to
Right.
jail?
Right.
That's stress on somebody who's
That is
already
stress.
dealing
Yeah.
with a bunch of shit.
Right.
So when I say bring value, just do what you say you're gonna do. For starters.
Gotcha.
So then another step. It's not a lot to the process. It's not
Right,
a lot to it.
I keep thinking, is it some monetary value
not at
that
all.
we're looking for?
It's-
There, because what is it that you need, or what are the intangibles that women clearly aren't getting
It's just
that we
being-
need to be bringing?
It's being an asset. And what I mean, going further, the other day, chick that I'm talking to, I was applying on my phone for an agency.
Mhm.
And it was like, you got to submit your bio, your writer bio. And I couldn't figure out how to do it to convert it to a PDF. So I literally called one of the chicks I talked to. And she was like, I was finna walk out the house with my son, but what you need? I'm like, I told her. She's like, oh, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's value.
Okay.
I also have women be like, I got something to do. I'll do that later on. So I'm like, you, motherfucker, you
Right.
don't need to be on it. Your roster space, you just went down to the end of the bench.
Right.
So that's kind of what I mean. Because I work for, in this lifestyle, you used to work with me. So
I
it's
did.
like, we have to,
No, you gotta do it now.
right. and
Now
so-
is now.
Right. And so it's one of those things where, because if I was to be married, my woman would be in a position to where
she gotta be admin.
Not necessarily, but I would want her to.
Okay.
Because you don't have
Are
you
you
can
gonna
come
pay her?
you can come live with like if
Well, I'm
my-
just trying. No, because I know sometimes
She
these
you
things
know,
don't-
she's a professional.
Right, so
Well-
sometimes those things don't go together. Like, I've been an admin for a lot of people, and I be having to fight for my check.
Right. So basically, it's like, all right, right now, if I was to get married, my woman could come live with me.
Right, because you got a house.
I got a house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay all the
Lovely
bills.
house.
I'm gonna pay all the fucking bills. So if you want, why would you go work for some other company when I'm a company myself and you can get paid?
Okay, but what if I want to do both because my income is a little more stable?
Right.
Even though I know you're handling things, just for stability's sake. Let me work my little 9 to 5 and admin for you in the evening.
That's fine too.
Okay.
Because at some point, together as a team, we should be able to get to the point where what I'm doing is gonna surpass that.
Exactly, but until we're there.
Until then, oh no, I'm fine with
I've been
that.
in a lot of positions.
I'm fine with that. It's
right.
just the people that's just like, no, I gotta go take care of this FedEx shit, and what you doing? Fuck that.
There's a lot of people who don't understand the business, and I'm so close to it because I have a sister and I've dated whomever. They don't see it as a real job until you hit a particular level where people are just like, oh, wow, yeah, no, this is for real. But it's been that for years before that. There's no overnight sensation. There's only 10 to 15-year overnight sensations in the entertainment business, usually, unless you got a shoe-in and you're somebody's child. Or, I'm Drew Barrymore's child, and I put her in the movie.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
if
No,
it's
you're right.
not like that, then there is no overnight sensation. You're going to work 5 to 10 to 15 years to get to that space.
Right.
And those 5 to 10 to 15 years, that's real work, but people don't see it that way because it doesn't add up to dollars and cents, and people are so focused on the money side of it when it's like, I have to build a reputation. Like 90% of the entertainment business is reputation. So fuck you want from me.
I literally, though, like, one of my last few girlfriends, she was not working.
At all?
No, she wasn't working at all. And so it was like,
I miss those days.
she was looking for a job. And I'm like, how much you trying to make?
Right.
And she was like, oh, just like 30,000. I'm like, that's it? I'm like, I could make that shit in a quarter. Like, and I showed her my calendar because every month I write down the total of money that I made from stand up and writing and all this shit. I showed her one month. I'm like, hey, look, I made $5,000 this month. I made $6,000 this month. I'm like, this was by myself. And I'm writing jokes. I'm trying to focus on other shit. So if I had somebody to just focus on this and let me focus on that, how much could we make? And she was just like, I don't know, but it just seems so hard. I'm just like, yeah, this is going to be her last week.
Lost a job.
She finna get fired.
Wow.
You finna be unemployed for real. You finna,
rough.
yeah, man. So that's what I mean. It's like, it's not a lot, but sometimes if you dating an entrepreneur, you just gonna have to understand that.
It's super hard to get to what you guys mean half the time. It's like, okay, so you want us to bring value, and then we don't know what the fuck that means. Even when we ask, you're at least giving some tangibles and things that would be helpful.
Right.
But most guys are like, bring something. Don't just bring yourself. And pussy, my pussy been working for years. I just bring that, and they don't really care what else is going on. So I'm trying to figure out what else you need.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. For me, I can only speak for me. Like, if you cooking breakfast, dinner, lunch, hey, that helps. I mean, I ain't got to do it that particular day, but I'm still fine doing that. Because if I'm in a relationship, I'm going to cook sometimes. So it's going to be some times where I'm going to go wash the clothes. Where you know what I mean? Because I'm not one of
You're
those.
a good man.
Well,
I want you to know there are a lot of men who will not wash the clothes. And they will not cook the food.
But I'm just so
and
used
I really don't want you to either, really. But
I'm so used to doing it by myself. That's the thing. It's like, once you've been doing this shit.
So are you one of those guys, I'm not going to mention any names of other people who give relationship advice, but one of those guys who feel like women are only good for sex in general? I mean, you can be my friend or my companion or whatever, but if I can pay my own bills and take care of my household and I don't need you for those domestic things, then what purpose do you serve type of thing?
It's a two-part answer. On one side is yes and the other side is no. And the yes side is more like, at the end of the day, my experience, that's all they really got to offer. The ones that I've dealt with. But I also...
to elevate your circle. You're going to date better, bro.
Well, hey, that could be it. But I've also dated women who have made themselves become assets. So it's
This whole asset liability thing, I want y'all to know it's triggering me. When I was 19. I was 19, right? I had to go back. This guy told me I was a liability. Oh my God. Broke my heart. I'd never heard anything like that in my life. I was like,
but what
me? No,
I
but
just-
no, it changed me. It changed all the way that you hear me talking, like, yeah, that works. Like, yeah, what women need to do. Was from that one guy who told me I was a liability. And I was 19. I had 3 kids. He was like 32 and had a great job and house and all this other stuff. And he's like, if I take you on, I'm going to be paying for everything and taking care of it. What you going to do? I'm going to take care of these kids. I'm going to take care of you. You're fucking liability. I'm like, shit. That was harsh.
But it made you do what?
Become an asset. No one has ever said that again in all of my life. I say it's so triggering, but it's like,
Shout out to that guy.
yeah. And when I told him, we're still friends. Hey.
Is he on the chart? Is he?
No. He's married now. Great guy. He's a pastor. He's married. That wasn't right for me, baby. I'm glad you found the woman you found because I didn't want to be a preacher's wife. I'm already a preacher's daughter. So
Yeah, that'd have been a bit much.
I wasn't rocking that church.
Look at the pastor walking the walk. He walked the walk that day.
But I told him about it years later. He's like, I said that to you. I was like, bruh, you said that to me. Yes, you did. I will never forget. He's like, I am so sorry. No. Don't apologize. I needed that. I needed that kick in the ass.
Yeah.
And like literally, no man has ever said that about me ever again. But we're still cool. We didn't even break up behind that. It was just like,
damn. It is, and I've recently, the girl I've just been through the ringers with, I've told her that before. Because it's like.
But did she take it to heart?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Well, I mean, heart in the way of seeing it from your side.
No, not at all.
Improving. Because, like, for me.
Because the narcissism kicked in.
Right. Because for me, like, you can say something about me and I can take it as offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can take offense to it. Or I can say, let me take a step back, see it from his side, see if he's just trying to hurt my feelings.
You exercise
or if
empathy.
He's serious. Yeah.
No. This was all just, oh my God, you're a fucking jerk. I can't believe. And I'm like, when I started breaking it down to her, she listened, but I still know she was in her mind like, fuck this dude, you fucking. But it's, you know,
Women,
it's.
ladies, we have got to learn to take constructive
Yeah.
criticism.
Men
Like, I'm
too.
not, we criticize guys constantly. Yeah. We tell them, you don't make enough money, your dick's not good enough, you don't do shit around this house, I'm the only one taking care of these kids. All this criticism.
Yeah.
And
I've been told I didn't have any direction in my life. Like, yeah, you were a good lay, but Austin, you want to get out of this role, but like, you aren't anything.
Jesus.
Like, yeah,
That's
I mean,
a harsh truth.
I mean,
and I was
that's
like,
tough.
shit. I mean, but she was right. Like, bro, you ain't got a car. You're traveling around places. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have a
People don't understand the
job.
hobo life.
It was like, yeah,
Understand?
yeah. I'm out here. I'm out here
She wasn't for you. Don't worry
running
about
these
that.
streets. No,
It's like,
I'm just saying that it's like those moments like hit you and
Yeah,
go, oh yeah,
thank you.
I need to.
if I gotta.
I don't
look
need
at
to
it
be
like
out here
this.
wifing folks with no job and car.
That's really
What-
not the way.
What are you doing?
What made me say that to old girl was I'm looking at the situation like, all right, you live at home with your folks. You have no car. You use your parents' car. You
Wait, this is starting to sound like my daughter.
I have to listen to all of these problems that you're having with friends, with family. I have to listen to you complain most of the time. You fucking an emotional wreck. So you never know what you're getting out of this person. You never know what day you are. You constantly on eggshells on how to deal with them. I can't get you to. I've pitched, hey, let's start this business. Low income, low startup.
Right.
Nah. It's like I've constantly tried to put you on opportunities. You've bought nothing my way, and all I can get from this is some sex. That's a liability, in my opinion.
Being on eggshells with people is one of those things that it's like that's a sign that you don't need to be around them.
Yeah.
If you're like, eggshells is a big sign.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's just such an exhausting emotion to feel, of like thinking for that other person because their
but they-
ego's so.
But the same person
Big
told
and
me
your
that's how
ego's
she
so
felt
big.
towards me, and I'm like,
Yeah, you're both on eggshells
Yeah,
because you're
I
both
mean, it
thinking
does
for
happen
each
that way
other.
because it's usually in both directions. For me, it's always a sign of abusiveness, whether it's going to be physical, emotional. I don't know how it's going to manifest. But if I'm always nervous, if I can't get comfortable around you,
Let's talk about that.
sure.
All right. So, I have been physically abusive with one out of my 1,000 women that I've been with in my life. It ain't been no 1,000. It's not 1,000. And the one time I got physical with somebody, it let me know that I had to get the fuck away from them because I'm not even that kind of person. Like I don't even like to argue. Like I could debate you, but arguing, I go, whoa, this too much.
Raised voices just trigger me.
Now, the emotional, verbal part, right?
Right.
If I come in and I've asked Austin this because Austin and people that I keep in my circle are pretty honest. If I'm like, hey man, they like, no, you fucked up on that one.
Right.
So, all right. If I come, let's me and you in a relationship. I come in the house. You say, hey babe, how was your day? I look you in the eye and I say, today was pretty shitty. Like I'm gonna just go in my office. I'm gonna go in the room. I'm gonna play the game and I'm gonna just chill. And you come in the room and say, well, you forgot to take out this trash, right? And I'm
shocked. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No.
But no, like I'm
because like for me, I'm that person where I was like, oh shit, is there anything that I can do? I'm gonna try to do something. Do you want anything from me?
But I'm speaking metaphorically.
Right, but I'm with
I'm
you.
putting what's happened to me just in you in the place.
I got you.
So I'm in the room, I'm chilling, minding my business. I'm woosah, right?
Yeah.
You come in, you forgot to take out this trash. You did this. You do. And I say, hey, give me a few minutes. Just give me a minute. No, motherfucker, do. And I turn around and cuss your ass out. Am I verbally abusive? Or am I just more so reacting because I'm having a bad day?
So, I don't think that would technically, in that moment, yes, you are being verbally abusive.
Okay.
Because you are raising your voice, you're yelling at me, you're probably saying things that are mean, derogatory.
Okay.
I don't know how your anger comes out.
Yeah.
And I am a big fan of being in control of said anger. So if let's reverse the situations, I had a bad day and you come to me and I say I need a minute and you don't let me have my minute, instead of blowing up at you, I'm going to shut down. I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm going to be absolutely silent. I'm going to let you do whatever it is that you're doing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to remove myself from the situation.
Right.
Because that's how I've learned to deal with things. I don't want to argue and I'm definitely not going to fight. So yes, but was there instigation? Was there a reason that you became verbally abusive? Yes, there was. But I always circle back to myself and say, what could I have done differently in that situation? Because regardless of what you're doing, I'm not attending this argument.
Right.
So I need to go and do something else. So, that's just how I've learned to, we're not doing that. And the buck stops with me.
You just succumbed to the day.
You did.
You just couldn't take it anymore.
You gave over to the day.
And you just couldn't.
Because my shit mostly
Couldn't fight
I've
no more.
never ever just jumped on somebody's
But
back.
I do want to say that it took years of practice to learn to not react to people.
Yeah.
I'm talking about years. And
It's very
it's not
hard.
always good because people feel like you don't have any emotions and you don't care. And I do have emotions and I do care, but I'm also not going to argue with you, nor am I going to disturb my peace for you.
I
Yeah.
grabbed my keys.
Yeah.
Now, because my parents fought all the fucking time. It was like that all the time. My
Yeah.
dad would come home, like the water shut off, and he'd come home. He's like, "You have my cigarettes?" And he's like, "I just got in the fucking door." Like, and all it.
And
it's like
instant.
yeah, just the
Like,
instant.
boom.
She just
It's like on site. Like, let's get it.
Yeah, like
I've been waiting all day to argue
He's
with
coming home knowing he worked all day and didn't get paid, and the power's off, and you're gonna hit him. Power's off, and it's like.
I know
mean,
this.
I can see that.
I can see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can tell. I'm flicking.
Yeah,
I'm
like
flicking.
I'm fucking working on it, lady. Like, so
When you do your parents, bro, that shit be funny.
so it's like now it's like I'm never gonna be in a fucking anything that resembles that. So when someone comes at me with some shit, I just because most of my stuff is pretty casual anyway. Like it's not to where if we're arguing. There's a problem because we ain't at arguing level. Like,
Right, like,
yeah,
what,
like
why?
Are you
what,
arguing
yeah,
with
like
me?
so. I'm
I've
gonna
had that
listen to your point,
Mm-hmm.
And then if I completely disagree with your point and you're being completely irrational, I'm gonna grab my keys and I'm gonna walk out the door. And every time they call you, I'm sorry.
Yeah, because then they got time to
I'm
think about
sorry.
Walking away is
And I'm
such
like,
a powerful
yo,
tool.
I'm not
it.
yelling
Especially
at you.
when you walk away for good.
I am
I'm
not
real good
yelling.
at that.
Yeah, I'm getting better at it.
But like with my new relationship, it's like we're trying to adjust to each other's new and everything like that. And he said something to me, and I just gathered up I grabbed my bags, all my stuff I had at his place, not all of it, but a good amount of the stuff I had at his place, put it in my car, and said, I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
Oh. He tossed, he turned, he tizzied, he's texting, he didn't drink a whole fifth of liquor. You coming back? Sure. You done? Because I don't do whatever that was. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, because like with me in relationships, if I'm with you, I'm with you. I tell all the women I date, like the hardest part is to get me to the relationship.
Right.
Once you get me to the relationship, then you need to keep that same energy. But I don't like feeling like I'm being unappreciated or my issues, especially if anytime that woman comes to me and, hey, I don't like your tone and the way you say things, because I'm going to make it an effort to go, all right, well, let me work on this and let me work on that. And if I come to you and go, hey, man, I'm having an issue with this, and you go, you always complaining about something or something, I'm going to fucking, because it's like you don't care enough to give me the same courtesy that I'm extending to you, as far as, you know what I mean, trying to.
I think there's a lot of issues with a lot of relationships. There's no reciprocity, and everybody's very selfish, and focused on self and what they want from the situation. And so when somebody comes to them and gives them the information they need to make this relationship survive,
still can't bake the cake.
You won't accept it, even though you have all the ingredients. Exactly, they won't bake. You got all the ingredients. I gave you a mixer. You don't even got to hand mix this. I hand mix my cakes. You got the mixer.
Right.
I grease the pan.
You got
hear
everything
me?
you need.
I turn the oven on. It's preheated. All I want you to do is mix it up and pour it in there. Come on now. I'm going to make the frosting. Come on now.
Cut the time on. That's it.
Cut the timer on. Get a toothpick. Check it. God damn it.
Yeah,
No?
that's been my biggest problem, I think, in every relationship. Is like, I'm going to give you what you need, but the moment that I start telling you what I need, now we got a problem. Now it's, oh, shit. This motherfucker got needs too. Damn, I thought this was all about me. So yeah, it's too much selfishness.
I heard it was supposed to be all about me. I don't.
Nah.
Y'all want shit too. Damn.
Yeah, we want a few things.
God, why can't y'all just be basically human dildos with wallets?